Ever feel like you're not relaxed enough to enjoy sex? Sex can be really hard when you're stressed. So let's find new ways to calm down and heat things up out here in the quiet of the wilderness. In this session, we'll be looking at what goes on in your brain and your body when you're stressed, as well as offering you a few foundational tools so you can regulate your nervous system and come back to feeling grounded, connected, and safe. When you're stressed, your body goes through a series of changes to keep you safe. And this is what we call the fight, flight, freeze response. So essentially, you're ready to fight, either through words or actions, flight, get out of there, or freeze. This is a moment to pause and assess your next best move. And many people are operating in this fight, flight, freeze response on a regular basis, whether that's at work, at home, or in their relationships. And it can have a huge impact on you physically, emotionally, mentally, and even sexually. It can affect your arousal, your sexual performance, and even your willingness to engage in sex. So when clients present to me with these kinds of concerns, what I want to do is find ways to regulate this so they can come back to a sense of feeling grounded, mindful, and connected. When my clients will identify that they're operating in fight, flight, freeze response on a regular basis, but they're actually wanting to feel more grounded and connected, I'll take them through the window of tolerance, which is developed by Dr. Dan Siegel. The window of tolerance represents a state of being where you are able to process and respond to anything that's going on. But for some people, what may happen, a trigger can send you outside of your window of tolerance. And up here, we would have hyperarousal, and that refers to the fight-flight response. So that could feel like your heart rate quickening, you need to move, you need to get out of there. On the other end of the spectrum, we have hypoarousal. So that's kind of like systems shut down. You can't formulate sentences, there's this sense of numbness, and obviously, speaking to those two states of being, it's pretty hard to prioritize sex, pleasure, and intimacy when you're outside of your window of tolerance. So what we want to do is find a way to bring people back within their window of tolerance. And there's a two-part process. The first is bringing awareness to your body. And that is thinking, what am I noticing in my body? Do I have the desire to flee or to fight? Am I feeling really clouded? Is my heart rate quickening? Is my breath, have I stopped breathing? And then if you're looking at hypoarousal, thinking about whether you're distracted, whether your thoughts are taking you elsewhere. So awareness is the first part of the process. And the second part is regulation. And that is getting you back within your window of tolerance. And they are all of the things that you can do for yourself or with your partner to feel more grounded. And that might be taking a few deep breaths. It might be going for a walk or having space from the point of tension. It might be soothing touch. This will be really different for everyone, but actually what we do is we create a little bit of a regulation toolkit. So when you're in those moments of hyper or hypoarousal, you can have some choice and awareness as to how to bring you back within your window of tolerance. We could speak about being more mindful all day, but this is actually a skill and it's something you need to practice. So we've developed a range of meditations that you can do on your own or with your partner, so make sure you go through those. But if all of those meditations feel like a little bit too much right now, maybe you start by taking 3 deep breaths, or mindfully making and drinking a cup of tea, or simply getting out into nature, getting your feet on the grass and looking around you, and remembering that mindfulness is not something that you have to be good at, it's just something that you have to do often.